Okay, so this is a proof of concept for the Replicator plugin. The Replicator plugin basically generates a line of props. Currently, it is limited to custom props only, and it can be used for things like walls of flame and things like that. When we load our project, the way that the replicator works is it works with the core ruler. And before using the ruler, you basically tell it that you're going to be using the replication feature, and then you can draw your line to show where you want the items replicated. So I'm going to use the replication feature. It's currently bound to Control L, so this is also turning on my light, but that has nothing to do with the plugin. Now I'm going to turn on the ruler, and I'm going to make a line. Let's make it roughly 10 tiles. And now, because I didn't have anything selected, it's going to prompt me for what content I want to replicate. So I'm going to say flame wall. And boom, my line that I drew has now been filled in with a pretty cheap flame wall. Yes, you can make nicer ones. The content here is using the Go objects, so it is fully supporting the use of effects and things like that. Now, I can also demonstrate that the plugin does rotate the content accordingly. So you can see that the flame wall has a direction to it. And if I do another flame wall at an angle, for example, flame wall, you can see that the flame wall has been rotated to basically create a nice continuous line. You will note that because the flame wall is created with the Go objects and not a whole bunch of minis, it can get angles. It doesn't need to be kind of staggered in 90-degree increments like tiles do. Now, another way that we can use this plugin is to grab a mini, use the mini transformation. It does need to be mini transformation, not effect transformation. And we can choose our content there. And now, if if a mini is selected that has a mini transformation upon it, that's what the replicator will use. So now if I do the replication again and do that, we can see that it replicated again the wall of flame, but this time it didn't ask me what I want to replicate because it used the transformation off of the selected object. So this way you can have, for example, a bunch of spells at the side of the board already prepared with transformations, and then just whenever you select and then use the replicate line on will be the one that's used. Now, all of the lines that are generated by the replicator do actually have a base associated with them, so you can move them. By default, the base is hidden, so that a player cannot actually move this. But if you switch to GM view, you can see that there is a base associated with each one of the replicated lines, so you can move it. You cannot rotate it. Rotating the base does not rotate the line, but you can at least move it around a bit if you need to adjust the location. Okay, so one last thing here. When you use the replication line feature, you don't need to stick to a single line. You can make multi-segmented lines And it will generate a multi-segmented line. Yes, the edges aren't quite clean, but otherwise, whatever line I created here does seem to get filled in with the wall of flame or whatever content you have chosen. So be on the lookout. The plugin should be coming soon. As I said, I just need to implement the networking aspect of it so that when you create a wall of flame on one client, it is propagated to the others.